baby. It is that time. We are live. I'm pumped up for tonight's show. You got football on TV. You got football in front of your face right here on the Locker Room Show. So let's get into it. We're not going to waste no time. We've got a guest that many of you guys already know. But for those that don't know, this was a bad man. He was a bad man as a player. Then he went on, you guys, to become one hell of a coach. He's coached some of the athletes that have come through before you go pro. We talk recruiting. Right now, he's in player development. So there's a lot of sauce you guys are going to get from tonight's guest. But as always, I'm not going to hold off my boy from St. Louis that holds me down every week, none other than Q the Guru. What's going on, Guru?
Man, I'm chilling, man. And Coach, appreciate you coming on, man. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. Y'all got off to a good start, man. So yeah, for sure.
All love, Guru, man. All love.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be a good one. And we've actually had Coach on before, and he killed it then. So he's going to bring you guys some more game. Once again, this is somebody that is a UNLV legend, you guys. I believe the only player that has ever played 6 positions at one school. They were totally getting their NIL money worth out of Hunkie there, and then went on to be a superstar, you guys, in the Arena League. He was a legend around the time I was coming out of college. Everybody knew who he was in the Arena League, and then went on to coach you guys. So a lot of information that we're going to get tonight from Hunkie. And let's get into it, man. Hunkie, thank you for joining us tonight.
Man, I'm always a pleasure to be with you guys, man, because you're doing what's right for the kids and right by the kids. And Goo, you talk about St. Louis, man. We had a team out here playing Bishop Gorman last week, man. It was some good-looking young men that came through the facility, man. Yeah. And these guys was dressed to a T. He had an orange and blue on, man. And they represented the Lou really, really well, man. That was good to see. I told their coaches and their players that was good stuff, man.
Appreciate it, Coach. Yeah, it's East Side, man. Matter of fact, man, shout out to my man Brandon Gregory, man. He the defensive coordinator, man, over East Side, man. So, big ups to the Flyers over there, man. Good luck to y'all this season.
Yes, indeed. Big fans of the Flyers. And let's get into it, Coach. I mean, you've been on the show before. We like to get into the topics, and a lot of them that pertain to our young athletes. So you're the perfect person to bring on tonight. Let's start off with topic number 1 right there at the bottom. Hunkie's vision. I mean, you went from a junior college coach to UNLV, where there's a lot going on. Even back when you came there's a lot going on. You took that and you were a superstar, All-American there, went on to play professionally, went on to come in the Hall of Fame for the school. Now your player development. Was all of that a part of the master plan, or how were you thinking at 18, 19 years old?
Well, I was a father, so I was thinking about my kids, man. My mother, becoming a father at 18, you got to make decisions that impact your life and the lives of your kids. So when I left East Texas and Navarro Junior College, I started out at Trinity Valley Community College, and John Randall, the Hall of Famer, was my roommate and teammate, man. And I left there, man, and I thought I knew everything, had it figured out. And the 4 games I started, we won, and 8 I didn't, we lost. So I told them I wasn't coming back. When I got back to Trinity Valley, they took my scholarship. So called my mom and told my mom, and they put you on the bus back then. On a Greyhound bus, man. And that Monday morning, I was killing cows, man. I killed 600 cows a day to raise enough money to go back to school, man. And so my mom wasn't playing. She was a maid at Best Western for 30 years in Palestine, Texas, East Texas, same city from Adrian Peterson. We all grew up the same mud. And got a call to go to Navarro College, man. Walked on there, earned a scholarship, and won the 1989 national championship, man, and never looked back. And coming out of Navarro, I learned to keep my mouth shut and my options open. And that led to me leading the 1989 Navarro Junior College national championships to the national championship team, man, and going undefeated. Wow. And so getting my degree from there, man, and that's where it started. When I got to UNLV, I was actually Kevin Gilbride, who was at the University of Houston. Jack Pardee, who was at the University of Houston. They had a guy named Andre Ware and David Klinger. Told me they were the front runners for the UNLV job. And so I committed to UNLV and got here, and it was Jim Strong. Jim Strong was offensive coordinator that time at Notre Dame. Had a guy named Jeff Horton who went on to coach in the NFL and head coach at UNR, Nevada, Reno, and UNLV. And we were partners at San Diego State. We had a guy named Scott Linehan, who was the head coach of the Detroit Lions and the Rams. We had a guy named Tom Cable, who was the head coach of the Raiders. We had a guy named Chuck Pagano, John Pagano. And had a guy named Brian White, who's at Bowling Green now, that was in Wisconsin and Florida. So we had an amazing coaching staff, and they were developers of men. And so being, 18 and a father, I had to go make a life for my kids, man, and something that was sustainable. And I saw that in UNLV, life after football. But I also wanted to honor my mother and make her proud, because she, being the mother of 10 kids, man, and making $13,000 a year as a maid, I wanted to repay her for her sacrifices. And I was able to do that with some help of some great teammates and mentors.
Wow. So you knew you wanted to do good by your family. You knew you wanted to do right by your young child, but you didn't envision maybe this far and staying in Vegas this long.
No, and that's the whole deal, man. The game teaches you everything. It teaches you character, it teaches you mental toughness, it teaches you accountability, availability, durability. And these young men right now with this transfer portal, they're missing it all, because they're so easy to jump up and run and go somewhere else. You got to go to class there. They're going to have a depth chart there. You got to do right there. So, going through things rather than going around them. And that's this generation right now. We're getting guys that are making money that when they get out of college, their first job's going to be offered $45,000 a year. Some of those are making that a month. And we'll talk about how the money, the NIL, is changing the NLI. That name, image, and likeness is changing that national letter of intent, which was, I used to love it when the guys go to school and switch hats around and they know that mom and dad ain't got to come out of pocket no more because I can run fast and jump high. I got a $300,000 education, but they don't see it through that lens anymore. And when I came off the field, I wanted to understand NIL better, but these kids don't. It's your name. So if you got on Crocs and ripped jeans, nobody's putting that on the side of their casino. Okay, if you want to wear Gucci slides and your hair all over your head and not be well groomed, who's putting that on the side of the taxi cabs? So they're set into the way that they want the money that football provides for NIL. They're not seeing the big picture of what the world provides. You focus on $100,000 when there's a $100 trillion strip business right there that are looking for people to market their business, man. So that's what I want to do. I want to help develop them, and then also want to help teach them financial literacy. They don't know. I mean, they got to be taxed 1099. You might make $100,000, but that's 33% of that's gone. Then you're paying the agent 20%, which is unheard of. And your agent is not a certified public accountant. He's not certified through the NFLPA. And you got a guy that's taking 20% of your money that he had nothing to do with, that's already structured in the NIL deal. So just continue trying to empower them and put them around people that can help them rather than hate them.
Wow, Hunkie. And that's why we wanted to have him on, you guys, because he always lays the plan. He always keeps it right there for you guys, so you know what to focus on. Some of you parents too. So no, that's great work, and UNLV was so lucky to have you in the family for sure. Speaking of the family, the UNLV family, I mean, you guys have been cooking, and obviously Coach Odom was doing a great job there, but has left and went to Purdue. You guys decided to hitch your wagon to Dan Mullen, and it's gotten off to a great start, as good as it can. I know there's always things you can improve, Hunkie, but 3-0, whooped up on UCLA, a big game this weekend. Give us why you feel like things are on the right track so fast with Mullen.
Well, first of all, because we had a great foundation with Coach Odom. We had discipline, we had structure, and on top of that, to win, you got to have good players. I mean, you go with Ricky White, and who's an All-American. You go with Jackson Wood, who's an All-American. Jacob DeJesus, who's an All-American. But not only in the classroom, on the field, they were academic All-Americans in the classroom as well. We did. We probably processed over 30,000 pounds of food for the food bank. We did so much community service and charity. So it wasn't just about us; it was about the community. And the next thing is, Dan Mullen is a proven winner. He has over 100 wins in the SEC. I mean, he coached Dak Prescott. He coached Tim Tebow. He's been around a long time. Him and Urban Meyer and those guys started out at Bowling Green back in the day. Then they went to the Utah team that was undefeated, going back to Quinton Gathers and those guys. And Mullen's a proven winner, man. He's a guy that tells it like it is. And He see things for what they are, but he also see things for what they can be. And he's done a great job with that. And then third thing is you got to go out and get dudes. You got to go out and get talent. And that we have talented guys. And what I want to say about talent is most guys just recruit ability. I want to recruit accountability, availability, durability. You may run a 4.3, but if you run into the wrong spot, I can't use you. You may run a 4.3, but if you can't run it for 16 weeks, I can't use you. And if you're not durable in this game nowadays, man, these guys, if I'm a fireman, and I always like to use civil service, if I'm a fireman and I have a 20-year career, there's a highly likelihood that I'm going to see some trauma and an accident, or I'm going to get burned. So if I'm a football player and I'm in a collision sport, there's a high likelihood too that I'm going to get a little concussion. I'm going to get some pain and injury. You got to play through all that. But I'm just saying that, the game is changing so much. The guys, we used to respect the game. Now they expect the game. They expect the game to take care of them. They expect the game to give them favors, but that's not the way the game was designed to be. The game was designed to take you through it. And, what you go through, you grow through. And in this generation right now, man, they're about things. They're not about substance. They're about things. They want Gucci shoes with the slides. You can't wear them to a job interview. You can't wear them to a funeral. You can't wear them to a business meeting. So why not spend another $100 and buy some Gucci loafers? And now we're talking about things that are productive, but they want people to see things. And these kids have more pride than they do anything else, man. And so now the next trend you're going to see in this deal is, and you guys are smart young men, but is that progress towards a degree. These guys are not only transferring schools, they're dropping classes or failing classes, and then they might have a payday. They may be leaving Texas A&M and come to UNLV. They may have a $250,000 payday, but they can't get into school because their progress towards a degree. And so now I'm gonna give you this. This is my gimme for the night. This is the hustle. This is the way you should do it. High school seniors, try to graduate in December. If you graduate in December, you can get on campus in January. Now in January, I'm gonna start getting paid, getting a stipend check, getting NIL money. I'm gonna put 15 to 20 pounds on you, or make you lose 15 to 20 pounds. Okay. By the time I get to the fall semester, I'm able to compete in fall camp because offensively, defensively, I know the scheme. And then on top of that, I'm already ready to go. I'm gonna graduate with 3.5 years with my master's, and then I got 2 more years to chase NIL. But everybody, now when I get on campus in January, I'm competing in fall camp to play. But if I get to school in July, I get to campus in July, and now I'm 135, 155 pounds.
You're damn near behind, yeah.
You're way behind.
Yeah.
And so because here's the whole deal, I'm gonna take 60 guys in the transfer. But I want to take 15 to 20 high school guys every year because I have them for 60 months, and those transfer guys I have for 6 months. But I'm gonna develop you in that 6 months while I got this guy to come in and work to take you. But if it's equal talent, if I got a wide receiver that's a high school guy that's 6'5" and 185, and I got a transfer that's been to 3 or 4 different universities, I'm gonna invest in the guy that I'm gonna have for 60 months. Because the best predictive future behavior is past behavior. If you couldn't play at LSU and TCU, you can't play at UNLV. If you were lazy at UNLV and Utah, you're gonna be lazy wherever you go, man. And
That's
so
real.
And I always tell them that, and the one thing about the transfer portal, I say this all the time, is that sometimes you think the grass is green on the other side, and when you hit that fence, there's no grass at all. It's asphalt, and then it's your own asphalt.
No, that is good right there. And hey, this is why we wanted to have Coach on, because you guys need to hear this, and not every move is a good move. So sometimes just sitting tight or getting some advice from somebody that knows what they're talking about is big. I see Coach Hughes coming in. He's saying preach. He knows his son is up at CCSF and knows how to navigate things. I see the great Munoz family coming in from Texas. Thank you for joining us, and their son is up and coming, and then a legend himself, the Raymond Phil, y'all, arena football great, who obviously knows the great Hunkie Cooper, says legend. So we appreciate you guys joining us as always. Please make sure that you guys like, subscribe, and share. This is the locker room. This is the locker room right here. We're on to our next topic, and Guru, we'll start off with you on this one, man. This one was interesting because things are obviously happening in the college football era where we've talked about the NIL, we've talked about the transfer portal. Athletic directors have to make decisions faster than ever. But what about the timing, Guru, of a decision? UCLA and also Virginia Tech, after only 3 games, have decided to part ways with their coaches. Obviously, that leaves behind some residual effects. You see Nico here. You probably don't know what he's going to do next. You see the coach being fired, the D coordinator from UCLA. You see Ohio State is poaching recruits. So talk to me, Guru. I mean, they have a whole season to go. Maybe he could have changed it around and got them to a bowl game. What does the Guru think about the timing of the firing?
Well, man, I think at worst, man, you need to let a coach be able to finish the season, right? Because if you're teaching these kids to be resilient, man, and fight through adversity, then you need to see what type of coach you have, and can that man do the same, right? I think it really amazed me, the fact that, I mean, all the work that especially Deshaun Foster, like, that's alumni, and he was a dog. So you talking about blood, sweat, and tears that he put into that school for them to do him like that. To me, as an AD, man, I don't even have the words for it, man. You know, that's terrible, and I hate that happened to that man. We know he was a great player, and he is a good coach, but at least you needed to give him the opportunity to see if he can breathe some life back into this season. It's too early in the season. Let him finish out what he started, because that's showing these kids it's okay to quit.
Okay, all right. I mean, Hunkie, you know how it works. There's the early signing period coming up. Maybe the AD's thinking, I could get a head start on my next coach. What's your opinion on the firing after 3 games for these gentlemen?
They're coach killers, and they're alumni. Okay, this man had opportunities when he took this job, and they made him interim. If he wasn't ready, then you shouldn't have hired him. But you don't hire alumni who has an impeccable record. Deshaun Foster's one of my good friends, man. I know him. We talked at the game, before the game, after the game. He's a personal friend of mine, just like Jethro Franklin, just like Tim Skipper on that, just like Demetrius Martin. Those are good coaches, man. And these guys and coaches get good players, you know. So for me, I believe that if you're paying him, you may as well allow him to finish the season, unless he's lost the locker room. If those kids are still playing for him, but when I talk about coach killers, you go out and spend a lot of money on this alumni donors give you this money. It's like, for me, I've been in the city for 35 years. It's hard for me to go out and ask somebody that I help raise their kids and they're millionaires and ask for $250,000 commitment for 5 years. And then guys go out and they destroy the community, or they go out and they embarrass the program. But it's a matter of how much their buyouts are, first and foremost. When their buyouts take place, am I going to go ahead and take the loss now and pay him $5 million, or am I going to let him finish the season and give him 10? You know, so is it alumni? Their number one alumni is Casey Wasserman, who owns Wasserman Media Group and was the owner of the LA Avengers. And Casey Wasserman is a good guy, man. But and then the second thing is, it's a matter, you know, when you talk about buyouts, I think you have to, if you lose the locker room, everything is off. All bets are off. And I don't think Deshaun had lost the locker room. I think he gave a lot of people a lot of opportunities, and he made decisions with his heart rather than his gut. And so in this day and age, guys will get you fired, man. That's what I'm talking about. You asking for $4 million, and you 8th quarterback in the SEC, and now you come back to the Pac-2. I mean, you come and you're in the Big Ten, and it's hard. It's a lot on Nico. I recruited Nico. I recruited his younger brother when they was in Warren. And so for me, man, I think they're too quick to pull the trigger, because, again, like Guru said, man, this guy got a family and he's making decisions, and it's a cutthroat business now, but he's going to get paid. But how do you think he's going to feel about UCLA now? I gave UCLA everything I had, but they didn't have the same audacity to give that courtesy to me.
Yeah. It's no loyalty, man. It's no loyalty whatsoever.
Coach, do you think it was more the money, or do you think it was more the timing of the early period in the portal? coming up?
I think you can make decisions. You can say the portal because even in the late portion of the portal, if you're gonna go get guys, you're gonna go get guys. You got to have a plan before you go in the portal anyway. So these guys are already jumping ship. They already reach out to high school coaches or they reach out to the street agents, and guys move around on them. But at the end of the day, you're not going to find a better coaching staff than that. So how about I start blaming the players? Deshaun didn't drop not one football. He didn't turn the football over one time. He did not miss one class. But now Tim Skipper's going to come in, he's going to make some changes. I played for his dad in the NFL at the Saints, man, and he's a good football coach too. But he was just an interim at Fresno. Yeah. They still let him go, and so what I do know is Tim and Coach Foster are good brothers. They're partners. They family. Man, they made it their family. And so now I got to, I got to come in and not cut his legs off, but I got to come in and fill the gap. This is one of my really good friends, man. And so, and then too, he's going to get hired again, but the same thing going to happen. It's going to be with the changing of kids. That's why the transfer portal and the timing of the portal is so crucial. You're talking about recruiting. They lost recruiting when they lost to us. Because now Las Vegas, Southern Nevada can get into Southern California. When I was at San Diego State, we were really, really good. And so we could go into LA and get guys, and we could go into Compton, and we can go into Northern California. We can go into East Oakland and get some guys because we were winning against Power 5 schools. We beat Stanford. We beat Arizona State. And so I think winning helps a lot, but I would like to see a guy that's putting everything he has in his family and his livelihood. When you go back and you coach your alumni, you got to be really, really – I've been displaced from UNLV for 35 years before I came back. And I came back into a role where they have more resources than we've ever had, and they don't value it, man. And so if they don't value the things that they have, how are they going to value you as a person? And you paying these guys more and more money, and they're making more and more decisions that are harmful to what you're trying to do. You can't build a culture.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like that's the hard part with coaching is you can be a great coach, but like you were saying, these kids, they have to go out and execute, man. That all of us working with young athletes. You can train them, you can coach them to the best of your ability, but at the end of the day, they have to go out and execute. But the hard part about it is if they don't execute, your job is on the line as a coach. And that's the tough part. You can only do so much with X's and O's, man. You can prepare them, but they got to go out and strap it up and execute and make plays.
And so what I try to do is, man, when I see in the portal, I think you have to have a relationship with the kids prior to you going to get them again. You have to have been on a home visit and see what kind of, if you're living with grandma, if he's mom's in, if mom's incarcerated or if dad is involved in his life, because all of a sudden you get this money, everybody comes in and this kid's getting pulled in all these different ways. But when you know this, when you go and get some of these kids from these Power 5 schools, they come with issues. And if you don't have anybody that can handle those issues and meet each and every one of those guys where they are in their personal life, you just wasting a bunch of money and a bunch of time, and you're taking away from what you're trying to do.
That's big, Hunkie. So are you seeing, because we've been in the portal now, 3-4 years, are you guys seeing a conscious difference between the kid that comes from the SEC and the kid that maybe comes from the FCS or the D2 as a transfer, as far as just the gratitude or the hunger?
So when I see a kid that's graduated from a Power 5 school and he's going somewhere else to work on his master's and to get a payday, I'm all for that, because he's probably not going to make it to the NFL. He's going to get $100, $150, $200,000. He'll give himself. That's what we go to school for, to get an education so that we could financially take care of ourselves. Okay, when you do it that way, I'm about it. But when you go from University of Texas or Arizona State or University of Houston and you coming down to UNLV, you're not coming here to learn about the rivalry between UNLV and UNR. You're not coming here to learn about the Fremont Cannon. You're not coming here to learn the history of this school. You're not coming here to know that Shield Knight played here and Keenan McCardle played here. And you're coming here because you messed it up where you were, and I need one more opportunity. It's not about graduating. What I need to graduate for, I'm going to be here for 6 months. I'm going to the league. That's their thoughts. 1% of the people in college football go to the NFL. And guess what? Everybody think they're part of that 1%.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
So there you go, man. And that's why you guys come in the locker room, so you guys can hear it from the people going through it, the people that have lived it, trying to give you some advice to make the right decision. So thank you, gentlemen, for sharing that. We're on to our next topic, and we get in, we get out, you guys. And this is another one, specifically what we've been talking about. The NCAA said, hold on, 4,000 people in the portal last year. We got to find a way to curb this. We got to find a way to slow this down. So they have literally just hot off the press eliminated the spring portal period. What's your opinion on this one, Guru? I mean, if I'm an athlete right now and I'm thinking, hey, maybe I try spring ball, see how that goes. And if it doesn't, I can jump ship. Is that something that hurts me, the spring portal being closed, or is this a good thing where I know who I'm competing against? Whoever's here in the spring, that's it. That's who's going to be here in the fall. How does the Guru think about this?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where the portal can be worked two ways. I agree with what Coach had mentioned earlier, man. If you're not coming in to scrap, then I don't know what to tell you in regards to this sport, man. And it's like some kids, like in our era, it was some legitimate situations where kids needed to hit the portal. But now these kids, to me right now in this era, I'm just going to be completely raw with you, man. The portal is a way for you to run from the smoke. That's what these kids are doing, man. They running from the smoke. As soon as they get in the spring ball or they get in the fall camp and they see it's too many killers in the same room, they jump ship because you don't want the smoke. And that's what I don't like about the portal, man. It's very, very few kids that are in a legitimate situation where they actually should hit the portal. We talking about single digits, in my opinion. But you talking about the other 90-something%, all they doing is dodging smoke. And I can't respect it. And
Man,
no coach shouldn't either.
Them facts, bro. The minute they say you number 2 on the depth chart, the minute they say, you know what, we get in the fall camp, that's when they run. And we teaching them, think about this. These are the men that's gonna be with our daughters. Mm. You don't go on the job on the first day and become the boss. You go in and you put in the work. And they want to go where it's easier. I don't care. You can transfer many times you want. But at the end of the day, we say right now they eliminated the spring portal. That's for now. Because the rules are forever changing. If you get an attorney, everybody who files a lawsuit wins. And so for me, I just think that, there should be limits. Like back in the day when I first got in the Mountain West Conference, if I transferred from San Diego State to UNLV, I had to sit 1 year. But the conference required me to sit another year. So that 2 years of sitting, your career is probably over. And then they let them play till they 27, 28 on top of that. So I got a 27-year-old playing against an 18-year-old kid that's coming out of high school early. And so how is that fair? That's a competition issue. But for me, if you want to pay them and we want to make the pro model, the NFL has a 15-day window.
Yeah.
Free agency. Hit the 15-day. After the 15-day, you stay and you play, or you don't, or you're number 3 on the team. We're teaching our young men to run from competition is what we're doing. And if we're going to pay players to play, I'm all for that. I want players to get money. I want them to be able to live the way they need to live. But then we should be able to have multi-year contracts as well.
Yeah, good point.
And then too, with me when I ran NIL, and I ran it for 2 years at UNLV, we had the most success in the history of the school. But it wasn't money that was given to you up front. It was an initiation fee to give it to you when you arrived, and to ship your card, pay your first and last month rent. But on the back end, it was the best man for the job. And if you're a starter coming out of fall camp, we're going to reward you. If you're an all-league player, we're going to reward you. But it should be incentivized, and you don't give these kids this money up front, because I got kids driving GLE 53 Mercedes and don't know where the battery at.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why the development role for me. So I'm always trying to create a position that nobody in the building can do what I can do. So I'm gonna meet them where they are, and I'm gonna tell them what it is. When you're in my office, we're not talking X's and O's. I'm talking about you done blew $150,000 and you still owe $33,000 in taxes, and now you got an F in 3 classes because you think you're right.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, think about it, T. I mean, go back to the picture of Nico. We know he's about to jump ship. He's already shown that. Now he's not even what he's not even as advertised. I'm saying it live. I don't give a damn. Hey, this is guru talk. I can care less. The boy, look, from the moment I saw that boy out there in pajama pants, I was like, that ain't him. He ain't that dude. I knew that then. Cause it's the way you go about your business.
Yeah.
I'm seeing you, I'm seeing you out there with a hoodie, man, and some fuzzy pajama pants on doing 7-on-7. I knew that wasn't him.
And see,
but yet still, he comes in, he pulls a lick on Tennessee. Now you go to UCLA. Now you're throwing picks all over the place. You're not going through your progressions. You don't want to step up in the pocket and take no shots and deliver the ball. You're not him. But he'll jump ship and then still have enough audacity to make high expectations.
And that man did not bite his tongue when he said that. You know what? I was always, as a coach, if I dare to see a player in pajamas are for sleep. So you plan on going to class and go to sleep. So I brought you out here all the way from East Texas to go sleep in class. When we had Zoom meetings during COVID, you had to have pen and paper as if you were in an in-person meeting. Your screen cannot be dark. We're gonna get this information.
Yes.
We're going to get this information. And then on top of it, think about this. Not only are they getting $250,000, $300,000, millions of dollars, they're still getting scholarship paid for. So if I'm paying the guy 1.5 to 2 million, I'm paying the guy 1.5, 2 million, I'm taking him off scholarship. Now you use this to write off your NIL money. This is going to balance your taxes. And now I can take a walk on and put him on scholarship. But if they were smart like that, De'Aaron King hit it like that. But I'm not going to give you all my juice. But that's what I'm saying. And, those people got to find ways to make it work. But if you go back and you look at DJ Udinyangla, you go back and you look at the kid that transferred from us that went to James Madison. You go look at all these guys that want all this money. What makes him better than the 5 people protecting him?
That's facts.
Good point.
That's fact.
Good point. No, that's 100%, you guys, and also what Coach is saying is he sees the cliff at the end of the road where guys are getting money and they're not ready for it, and also they're not making proper decisions for their long term. So you guys got to keep this. You got to run this back. Run this back and share it with your friends because you're getting a lot of sauces. It's going to be over your head tonight. But we are on to our next topic. And, Coach, I'll start off with you on this one because you are our quarterback on the show tonight, and you've played it at the Division I level amongst other positions. Quarterback, is it an art? Is it a science? Is it luck as far as picking the right guy, especially now with the portal? You guys seem to be striking gold, whether it was Malik last year or this young man this year. Oklahoma has a whole new agenda. They couldn't score any points last year. Now they're praying to the moon and to God. Missouri is coming back with the kid from Penn State. So talk to me, because there's also some teams like my alma mater that's struggling. Colorado and some other schools with these quarterbacks. We also know who got the best deal so far with this one. So in your opinion, Coach, when you think about evaluating a quarterback, whether it's out of the portal or high school or junior college, in your opinion, is it an art? Is it a science to this? Can I add up some things? Or is this just plain luck? We got to get lucky.
No, it's a combination of everything. Like I said, first and foremost, having prior relationships with that kid. And what I'm about to say might not sound good. You got to get off of what's prototypical. Everybody wants this 6'2", 6'3" guy that got a strong arm. And you know what? Look at all the quarterbacks in the country right now. They're 5'10", 5'11". They can extend plays with their feet. You can play with subpar offensive linemen. You can run a zone read, and so now everybody's an RPO game, right? So your quarterback has to be able to take the conflict player that's supposed to create conflict for you and put him in conflict. So he's 5'8", and he's halfway between the wide receiver and the offensive line. So what you do is, if he's 5'8", you make him fit power. If he's 6'2", 225, you make him cover a hash fade. And so you have to have a quarterback that is that can extend plays with his feet. You have to have a quarterback that can check protections or beat the pressure. And then the third thing is, I don't care if he's 5'9" or 6'10", he has to be able to move the offense. And red zone offense, if you get in the red zone and you don't score points, you lose football games. If you come away with 3, it's not for you. Go get a guy that can extend plays. That way you could pay him. You can pay your lineman. But if you can extend plays and get in the secondary with your feet, look at all the quarterbacks in the country that are having success. Lamar Jackson, you look at Kyler Murray, you look at Mateer, you look at all these quarterbacks in the country. You look at Baker Mayfield, and none of them are 6 foot.
Yeah.
That's true.
So go get what fits you and what can make your offense go. I know this. If I got a Bugatti, I'm putting jet fuel in it, and jet fuel is gonna make it go. You can't go put a guy that can't, and also you got to get a guy that's a natural leader. Go get a guy like Alex Orji. Alex Orji, the kid that came from Michigan with us, is one of the most pure natural leaders I've ever been around in my life. But Anthony Calandria is the same way. He's not a leader, but he's going to lead the team. He's going to move. He's going to move the sticks. He's going to extend the ball on third down. He's going to extend in the first downs. When he's in the red zone, he's going to find an open man, or he's going to extend and get us another first down. And then, he just got to get a guy that got some shit to him. If you ain't got no shit to your quarterback, and you've been hearing Arch Manning for how many years? And they was going to play him over Sam Ehlinger. Arch Manning is a marketing tool. The day he got on campus, Texas became the highest paid college football coach in the country, program in the country. But Arch Manning he ain't what it is right now.
That's fact.
Okay. All right. Q, talk to me. I mean, let's give you the OC job at Ohio State. You know you got to win right away. What you looking for in your QB?
I mean, no, I agree with Coach, man. You got to have somebody extend the plays, man. Here's the thing about your QB1, man. They call me old school, man, but it's like you got to have that Steve Young or that Troy Aikman or that John Elway type of dude that let me paint a picture for you. It's fourth quarter and we got 1 minute and 37 seconds left and we got to drive 80 damn yards. And it's the dude in the huddle and everybody, your other 11 guys are getting the call and they're looking back at this dude like, hey, we about to run at 82 yards and we about to punch it in and go home.
But can you tell that?
Hold on 1 second. And it's not this that they tell them. It's about everybody, but everybody in the huddle believes it.
But can you tell that from some high school film or from some transfer portal film?
Oh, you can, because as a coach, that's why, like Coach said, you're looking at these kids' foundation, right? You're looking at who raised them. You're talking to the high school coach, in addition to looking at game film, because QB1 has a lot to do with character as it does with immeasurables and tangibles and every other way you want to measure a QB1. That's the missing part that people forget. Like I said, they look at the measurables in the skill set, but they don't look at the character. That's why you have 6'5" guys, but they don't have any heart. So you ain't got to worry about them driving the ball in 1 minute and 37 seconds to 80 yards because they ain't got it in them. It don't matter if you got all the 5-star receivers around him. He can't get it done. That's why you looking at Arch like he can't get it done. And he's got nothing but 5-star kids to throw the ball to. And he still ain't going to be the man because he ain't got it in him. You got to be a bona fide killer at QB1, man, on the D1 Power 5 level. You don't give a damn how many points you down. I always say this. As QB1, you can have, as long as you got a halfway decent defense, you can have mediocre weapons on offense and the most gangster quarterback, and you will be in the game every damn time. No matter who you play, you will have an opportunity to win because of that QB1.
Facts.
All right, there you
Facts.
go, boy.
I'm spitting today. That's real.
Facts.
You
Facts.
got the guru pumped up tonight, and you got the great Coach Cooper. So, hey, I don't know what else you're doing, but you better be in the locker room show and pass this one around. We're going on to the lightning round. We got Coach for a couple of more minutes here, so we're going to have some fun with him, and he knows all about the lightning round. So we're going to get into it. If you're joining us for the first time, you should have already hit like, subscribe, and shared with a bunch of your teammates and friends. But if not, do that now while we get ready for the lightning round, you guys. So this is our version of word association. The great Coach Cooper has 60 seconds, you guys. 60 seconds to get through my list. He's been through the lightning round before, so he's already, and he was fast as a player, so he's going to be fast on the lightning round, and we're about to get after it. So let me get my stopwatch ready, and Coach, you know we got a dinner on it. We got a dinner, so if you can get to, what's our number? All right, 14. If Coach can get to 14 or higher in 60 seconds, then he's got a dinner at the end of the season on the Locker Room Show. If that holds. So we got him at zeros, as you see. He's going to say the first thing that comes to his mind. I got some people. I got some places. I got some either or. Coach going to give us the first thing that comes to his mind. All right, Coach, you ready to roll?
Let's roll.
All right, the lightning round, baby. Let's get after it. So Coach is at zeros, and he's got to get to 14. He gets one protector leg, so even 13 gets him in the mix with Alan Ortiz, wide receiver in New Mexico State. All right, Coach, first thing that comes to your mind. Number one, Navarro College, go.
National champions.
Jim Strong.
Ex-head coach Notre Dame and UNLV.
Favorite restaurant in Vegas?
Right now, Nico's.
Randy Moss or Terrell Owens?
Randy Moss every day, all day.
The Nevada Wolfpack.
Gonna get beat last game of the season.
Cancun or Hawaii? Coach is rolling.
Hawaii.
Rolls Royce or Lamborghini?
Lamborghini.
Best player you've ever coached?
Jesse Matthews.
Sweet potato pie or cheesecakes?
Sweet potato pie from the South.
Your favorite book, 50 seconds.
Bible.
Ghost pepper or eat chitlins? Which one?
Chitlins from the South.
Dan Mullen. Time.
Coach.
But we'll give you.
Give him that one. Give him that one.
Okay,
Give him that one.
Yeah. Ooh, Coach was rolling. All right. He's got to get to 14 for the free dinner on the Locker Room Show. 13 puts him in the tie with Alan Ortiz.
That's
all right. Work. Let's Coach was rolling as he was as a player too. Let's revisit as we always do. All right. Number one, Navarro College. That's his old JC. He says national champions. Jim Strong, number 2, that's his head coach at UNLV. He says ex-head coach UNLV, Notre Dame. Number 3, favorite restaurant in Vegas. Coach says, give me that Nico's. Number 4, Randy Moss or Terrell Owens. He says, give me Moss all day, every day. Number 5, the Nevada Wolfpack. As you guys know, that's their rival. He says, gonna get beat last game of the season. Number 6, Cancun or Hawaii. Coach says, send me on a trip to Hawaii. Number 7, Rolls Royce or Lamborghini. Should have known he was going with the speed. He says Lamborghini. Number 8, best player you ever coached. He says Jesse Matthews. Number 9, sweet potato or cheesecake. He says, I'm a Southern boy. Give me that potato pie, sweet potato pie. Number 11, favorite book, he says the Bible. Number 12, ghost peppers or chitlins. Southern boy, he says chitlins. Number 13, head coach Dan Mullen. So with the Dan Mullen, the head coach of the UNLV. So with the tech delay, he is at 14, and he is officially tied with Alan Ortiz.
I knew
all right, Coach is rolling. Coach is rolling. All right, Coach. So this is how it works. We got Alan Ortiz in New Mexico State. He got 14 too. So if nobody beats you guys during the season, then we got to have a duel, Coach. We got to have a duel. All right. So that was a good one, right? On to our last section of the show, having great fun with the Hall of Fame member. You got a Hall of Fame member from UNLV right in front of you guys, and he's got the scoop on the recruiting and everything. So last section of the show, if you're live with us, please feel free to put a comment or a question in the comment section. But Guru, I know you got something for Coach.
I do, Coach. It is a real simple question. Be it that you're a legend in and of yourself, man. What makes a legend to you? How would you define a legend?
The support around you, man. My wife that sacrificed everything. My teammates that did everything for me to have the success I was. And then the last and final thing is, man, it's your soulmate, your teammates, and just an opportunity. It's like all the MVP rings I have and the checks, I would give it all back for an opportunity to get a shot at playing in a championship game, man. Only reason I stood on the shoulders of giants, man. It's not about me. And my greatest fear in life was letting my teammate down, not being able to make the right check, not being able to get us out of a bad play. And that meant I had, for every 1 hour film they watched, I had to watch 10. And so that's it, man. Me, I'm in the UNLV Hall of Fame, the Southern Nevada Sports Hall of Fame, the NIA Hall of Fame, Nevada Hall of Fame. And at the end of the day, it's all about the people that invested in you, man. It had nothing to do with me. I was never the best, but you wasn't going to out prepare me. You wasn't going to outwork me. And I was always going to have a plan.
That's what's up.
I love it.
That's what's up right there.
Hey, we're going to drop the mic right there with that, because you guys got to run this back. We got the great coach, Hunkie Cooper. Like he said, he's Hall of Fame of everything you could be Hall of Fame of in Nevada. He's a made man, as they say in Nevada.
Real talk.
Coach, we really appreciate you, and we love you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, love. Guru, man, do me a favor, man. You tell that team from East St. Louis, from St. Louis. I don't say East St. Louis.
Yeah.
But the way those young men came in and the way that they traveled, their coach is doing it the right way.
Yeah, and I definitely let them know, Coach.
That's minor to a lot of people.
We're gonna share this with them.
That's huge to me, man. And I told him when I talked to him, man, that you're going to play Bishop Gorman, but the way you guys came in here, you either misrepresent or you represent somebody. And they damn sure did not misrepresent St. Louis, man. They came in and they were dialed into a T, man. And that's what I love about the game of football, man. It's going to build men.
Yeah. I let them know. No doubt.
All right.
Respect, man.
Coach, thank you. Have a great weekend. Go Rebels.
I love you. Go Rebels. All right, baby.
All right, you guys. Hey, Q. I mean, I can't believe that was free, brother.
Hey, right. This should have been on pay-per-view. Seriously, man. I mean, man, it don't get better than that, man. But again, it's it's a lot of sauce, man. It got spit out, man, on this episode. Y'all definitely gotta run it back, man. Hit the button, subscribe, man. Let somebody know. But man, this was, man, like we went to the bottom of the ocean, man, and stuff that you really needed to know as a player, as a coach, as a parent. Because, man, it's just, man, the game has changed so much. It's constantly changing. And, man, you got to know how to navigate this thing, man. You really do, because you can get lost. In this industry we call football instantly.
I mean, you could get lost when we were in the industry. Now, there's so many distractions. There's so many things to look at and pay attention to. There's somebody in your ear telling you, hey, if you go in the portal, nephew, you could probably go to Michigan and get this, So, dude, I mean, that was worth thousands of dollars, maybe a whole career to some young man. So hopefully you guys run that back. Share it with your teammates. Make sure your parents see it. But we do this. We do this every Thursday. The Guru, myself, and then we bring in one of the best to come in and game you guys up. So please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Help us grow this football community organically. We want our audience to be the most advanced football audience, an organic audience on YouTube. So help us do that, and we know you will. Guru, anything before we get into this weekend of football?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Again, man, we were, talking about early in regards, man, that, the Nico, man, the freshman, man, is having a tough season with Michigan, man. Listen, I understand that you players want that NIL money, but I'll leave you with this tonight. If you take that bread, you better damn sure make sure you him. You better damn sure make sure you him. And I'm going to leave it with that.
Yeah. The more that you take, the higher the expectation.
That's as simple as that.
These are people's hard-earned dollars. If you deserve it, you deserve it. Go take it, go own it, and be the man. But also just realize, like Guru's saying, like Coach said, what comes with it. You guys are now pros. Congratulations. You can change your family's life in college, but you can have a lot of drama in college too. So hopefully you guys understand that, and hopefully you guys definitely enjoyed the show. Ernest, we see you, baby. We know that you guys understand it, and we know Marco's making big time moves. Also, if you guys are not familiar with Before You Go Pro, it's more than a podcast. You guys check us out. We have very close connections with Coach Cooper, obviously, and many other coaches across the country. So if you do need some recruiting support, you need some exposure, like these young men you see on this picture, we'd love to help you out. A ton of resources at beforeyougopro.com. Also, if you are looking for a little bit of that AI love, some recruiting support, we have the very first recruiting GPT. So you can literally go to footballscoutgpt.com, ask recruiting questions, and it will give you free answers to take care of your questions. And then last but not least, we did talk about NIL. This is the greatest time ever to be a student athlete. So if you don't know about NIL, you better read up on it, because there's all kind of angles, loopholes, and opportunities out there just waiting for you guys to take advantage of it. So that is it for tonight's show with the great Coach Hunkie Cooper. I'm Coach Wood. That is the Guru. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you at the top. Have a good one.